Hi everyone. So the last movie that I watched in July was Wendell and Wild. I really enjoyed this movie. The characters were diverse. It's a beautifully done stop motion. I loved the sceneries, the color, the atmosphere, um, the deep moments. It had a little bit of humor to it. It's just really well done, and I'm glad I watched it. It's not very long. I feel it could have been a little bit longer, but it was good for what it was. So Wendell and Wild is about Wendell and Wild, who are these demons who are trying to get to the living world. The other main character, which I feel the movie focused a little bit more on, and honestly, I didn't care too much about what was going on with Wendell and Wild. Sometimes I kind of forgot they were there. Again, still good humor and everything. They just weren't my absolute favorite in there. So the story is told, besides Wendell Wild, from the point of view of a girl named Kat. And Kat has basically just gotten out of juvie, basically. And she's going to like an all-girls Catholic school, and she's in like the second chance program. So when Kat was much younger, something happened and her parents and her ended up getting into a very bad accident. They actually ended up going over like a bridge, basically. And, it's pretty, you know, self-explanatory that her parents died and everything. And so she gets into a lot of trouble because she blames herself. So she has a very negative attitude about herself, the world, etc., because she feels what happened was her fault. So she like carries her own personal demons with her. And so she's just trying to get through things. And, strange things are happening. She discovers like certain abilities. Like when she goes to the school and the girls are introducing themselves, she has like a vision of one of them getting hurt by like a brick or a rock or something falling. So it's like she kind of like can predict the future. There are certain other strange things that happen, and she ends up with a strange mark on her hand. And I can't remember all the details, but basically she ends up coming in contact with Wendell and Wild. And she makes a deal with them because they're technically lying to her, saying that they can give her whatever she wants. So she makes a deal. If she does what they need her to do to bring them to the land of the living, they will bring her parents back. Spoiler alert, because some of this is going to be a little bit spoilery, just so you know. They do technically, well, actually, it's not them. It's one person that's basically trying to be her friend, or, just trying to be nice to her in general, who takes, it's like actually a hair cream that they have that brings like the dead and stuff back to life. He hears, everything that she's going through and, how she misses her parents and everything, and he actually uses stuff to bring them back. And, they're obviously kind of confused because they've been dead. And Kat, she's just happy that her parents are back, but obviously things aren't that simple, right? Demons are out there. Her parents have been raised from the dead. So there's things going on that should not be in this world and everything. There is also a plot going on with one of the girls from the school's parents and them wanting to build prisons. So I think one of the things was people thought they were going to build like, I think, an amusement park or something like that. In reality, they're building prisons and stuff. So there's like the stuff going on with Kat, the stuff going on with Wendell and Wild, the secret sabotage thing with the school, and them getting rich off like building prisons. And it talked about, you know, people like Kat and how they go from school to prison, you know, people who are less fortunate and other things. So it did talk about it did it in a way where I think some of it was there, but other things weren't completely in your face, because again, this is like, it's an animated movie. It's obviously for children, but it does a good job of explaining things. I think it could have had a little bit more to it, but like I said, it was kind of a short movie. I think it's only an hour, 45 minutes, maybe less. So it's like under 2 hours. And I wish they would have put a lot more into it, because stuff that talks about social issues and everything are obviously very important. But, you know, obviously it did bring up the school to prison pipeline issue and everything. And it also talked about, you know, guilt and loss and, you know, identity. One of the characters, like the character that actually helps her bring her parents back, is a trans boy. And there's like a moment where one of the girls slips and calls him by his dead name. But they're not really like mean to him. It's just like, obviously they're in their own little clique and they're still getting used to things. And I like the fact that the girl, who was obviously wealthy and everything, wasn't like completely like brainwashed by her parents' money and everything. Still a little clueless at times, but learning. So we have people that are trying, somebody that's getting over trauma and trying to forgive herself. We have, I believe the boy's name was Raul, and forgive me if I'm pronouncing that wrong, but Raul had a very supportive mother that was very supportive of their transition and their new identity and everything. So we had, you know, supportive parents, you know, representation, social issues, you know, like I said, some humorous moments, some deep moments, strange powers. It's a very good movie, and I highly recommend it. It's, like I said, it's not very long. It didn't seem to drag at all. Obviously, like I said, there's some parts I care about more than the others. In some ways, I think you can write the story a little bit differently and not even have Wendell and Wild in there. And that might be controversial to say. I don't know, because some people might like their characters. I didn't hate them. I just, like I said, I don't remember them as much as some of the other characters and what was going on with them. So, anyways, that is my review for Wendell and Wild, and let me know what you think or what you thought of it.